Today, we delve into Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, a novel that's enkindled the imaginations of countless readers. Its deployment within the fantasy realm posits a curious discussion.
Indeed, the manner in which Rowling amalgamates the everyday with the magical, it harks back, doesn't it, to a stream of consciousness that blurs the line between the real and imagined. It's rather Joycean, albeit simplistically so.
The narrative is a tapestry, rich with threads of memory and desire. The child's longing for belonging, for identity, mirrors our own perennial search. But the prose lacks the voluptuousness of time lost and regained.
An admirable observation, Marcel. This book, however, has its charm. The escapism it offers, nostalgic, almost Fitzgeraldian in its yearning for a simpler, more magical world. Though I must admit, the American dream it's not.
The construction of Rowling's world intricate, yes. Yet my Yoknapatawpha County, now there is a universe born of the soil's sweat and tears. Harry Potter's world is a child's play. Ours are realms forged in the crucible of humankind's follies.
Enough with the ornamentation and self-indulgence. The story, at its core, presents a straightforward dichotomy of good and evil. Its virtue lies in its clarity and the economy of its narrative, attributes I've always held in high regard.
Our respective crafts navigate the rivers of consciousness, identity, and the human condition. Yet here we are, at the juncture of a novel that in its simplicity perhaps offers a more immediate solace, a direct line to the fantastical. But does it hold the substance we seek in literature?
Substance, Virginia? It's relative, much like the passage of time in my works. One may find depth in the simplest of tales if one is willing to dive beneath its surface.
Depth, yes, but the vehicle of which this depth is conveyed, does it not matter? The essence of our memories, of desire, surely requires a labyrinthine prose to encapsulate its complexity fully.
The heart yearns for what it yearns for, Marcel. And sometimes a story as seemingly straightforward as Harry Potter can evoke a longing for things unknown, for adventures untaken.
And yet where is the struggle, the profound exploration of the human soul against itself? There is enchantment in fantasy, but it is the rawness of reality that breeds true art.
We wander too far into abstraction. The merit of a story lies in its telling, in its ability to strike directly at the heart of human experience. Potter does that for some as effectively as any of our works.
We grapple with essence and form, with the profound and the profane. Let us continue, bearing our literary torches into the depths of what is both seen and unseen in Harry Potter's world. Let's consider the role Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone has played in reshaping the fantasy genre. Its infusion into the fabric of literary culture cannot be ignored. James, your initial thoughts?
Indeed, Virginia, J.K. Rowling's concoction, a blend of the traditional British boarding school narrative with elements of fantastic wonder, serves as a bridge. It's a narrative passage, leading us from the mundane to the extraordinary, reminiscent of the stream of consciousness technique, aiming to capture life in its entirety, but through the lens of fantasy. There's a thickness to her world, like the dense foliage of Yoknapatawpha County. The layers, the depth, it's all there, constructing a universe so elaborate yet so familiar. A mirror to our own, reflecting everything with the subtle distortions of a dream. This depth that compels the mind to wander, to explore.
But it is the timelessness of its themes, the resonance with memory, desire, the search for identity that truly lends it its universal appeal. Like the Madeleines of my own writing, Harry Potter serves as a trigger for collective memory, evoking a shared nostalgia, binding readers across generations.
It indeed broadens the appeal of fantasy, making it accessible. But does accessibility dilute its essence, making it too common?
Essence? No. It cuts to the heart, like a clean, well-lighted place. What's wrong is when the lines between good and evil are painted too starkly. Life doesn't work that way. Neither should fantasy. It's the combat, the struggle within that grabs us.
You miss the beauty, Ernest, in the simplicity. It's the romance of it all, the grand adventure. Every child looking out their window, hoping for their own letter from Hogwarts. It stirs something within, a longing for something more, something greater. That's what she's captured, and that's the magic.
The true innovation isn't just in the blend of genres,
but also in its ability to invite debate among even us, bringing to the forefront the ageless conversation on the role of literature in society, the forms it takes, and the boundaries it pushes. This is where its true significance lies.
Boundaries? No, it's about the roots, digging deep into the fabric of storytelling, weaving a new tapestry from the old yarn. She's not rewriting the rules, just illuminating forgotten paths.
Yet, we cannot overlook the craft in its creation, the delicate balance between innovation and homage to traditions past.
Delicate, it's straightforward to enchant and to teach. Maybe too straightforward.
There's bittersweetness in rediscovering the world through a child's eyes, the initial sparkle of wonder. Rowling revives this sentiment, making the old new and the familiar fascinating.
Precisely, Scott. The vibrant tapestry of Harry Potter serves not just as an escape, but as a reflection. It holds up a mirror to our world, to our struggles, asking us to find magic in the mundane, urging us to look beyond. Let's delve into destiny and free will within Harry Potter. How do these forces shape our characters and their narratives?
In looking at how characters maneuver between the realms of destiny and free will, we see a profound reflection of our own experiences. Our pasts, deeply embedded within us, drive us forward, yet it is in our quest for identity where true agency lies. In Proustian terms, it is the memory of things past, not the destinies foretold, that shapes who we become.
That's all well and good, but let's not dance around the issue. Rowling gets to the heart of the human condition, choice. It's the choices, simple, raw, and real, that define us. Our actions in the face of what life throws at us speak louder than any destiny. Like a man standing against the setting sun, it's the silhouette of his choices, not the shadow of his fate, that defines him.
Oh, come now, Ernest. You can't overlook the romance of destiny in Harry's journey. His path, marked by prophecy and legacy, wraps his world in the sort of romantic fatalism that courses through my own work. Destiny gives his character a sense of identity and purpose, echoing the themes of predestined love and inevitable downfall that I so adore.
Both of you seem to overlook the intricate dance between destiny and the exercise of free will. It's the narrative creativity in Rowling's work that bridges these seemingly opposing forces. It's akin to the stream of consciousness in my writing, where the flow of thoughts and actions weaves a tapestry of both predetermined paths and the choices that alter them.
But isn't there a danger in leaning too heavily on destiny? It can strip characters of their agency, of their ability to choose and to change.
Virginia's got a point. Relying on destiny can be a crutch. It's the fight, the struggle against what seems inevitable that truly tests a character. Without that, what are we but pawns on a chessboard, moved by an unseen hand?
Yet, is not the beauty of life found in realizing that destiny and free will are not opponents, but partners in the dance of existence? The revelation of our true selves and destinies is a journey marked by the choices we make, driven by our memories and desires.
Memories and desires indeed shape us, Marcel. But let's not gloss over how destiny can amplify the drama of existence, lending a narrative weight that free will alone cannot.
In the end, it's the blending of these elements that enriches storytelling, mirroring the complexity of human nature itself. Rowling, much like us, navigates this with a finesse that speaks to both the predetermined and the choices made in defiance of it.
And so, in the interplay of destiny and free will, our characters become mirrors of ourselves, reflecting the multifaceted nature of human existence. It's a delicate balance, one that challenges and defines them as it does us. This discussion's heart beats around the axis of morality within Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. The delineation of good and evil, how does it sit within the grandeur of literature and its impact on the young mind?
Black and white. The world isn't like that. The book, for all its spectacle, simplifies. A man's choices, Harry's or anyone's, aren't preordained by some cosmic scale of good versus evil. It's about the action, what you do in the moment. That's what defines you.
Indeed, yet the simplicity of this binary opposition holds beneath it an undercurrent of psychological complexity. The very nature of good and evil, as explored through characters and their moral quandaries, resonates with a kind of interior monologue, a a stream, if you will, that reflects the constant flux of human nature. There's merit in the murky waters between good and evil. Characters like Snape, they trudge through this morass, where actions are not footnotes under plainly marked headings of good or bad, but are instead chapters of a complex narrative. It's the ambiguity that breathes life into the pages, that challenges the young reader to question.
The thread of morality is woven through a tapestry of memory and desire, where characters are driven not merely by the distinction between good and evil, but by the recollection of past wrongs and the yearning for a perceived right. The narrative thrusts its roots deep into the soil of our collective subconscious, unearthing shared fears and aspirations.
But let's not romanticize too headily. The dichotomy serves its purpose in the realm of fantasy, magnifying the struggles within. To deride it for lack of nuance overlooks its role in forging identity, in drawing lines that adolescents at the cusp of self-discovery yearn to navigate.
Yearning or not, the danger comes when these lines dictate rather than guide. The illusion of a moral compass, predestined by forces external, robs the individual of agency. The potency lies in decision, stark and stripped of ornament, much like the prose that should carry it.
And yet, within these debates lies the very essence of what it means to interpret literature. To discern, to question, not merely to accept at face value. The moral complexities, whether veiled in simplicity or laid bare in ambiguity, serve as a canvas for the reader's own moral grappling.
Precisely, the dialectic of good versus evil, oversimplified as it may sometimes appear, invites a dialogue with the self, a continuous questioning that is the hallmark of both the reading and living experience. And in those questions, in that dialogue, we find literature's truest purpose, not to answer, but to compel us to ask, to challenge not only what we read on the page, but also what we encounter beyond it.
A tapestry of thought indeed, each thread a query, each color a doubt. It is within this weaving and unweaving that the reader, young or old, finds their own moral grounding, shaking off the dust of easy answers for the soil where deeper truths might grow. Let's delve into the educational system of Hogwarts, a clear mirror to our own societal norms and challenges. Now, Scott, your portrayal of class struggles is poignant in your works. How do you perceive this element within Hogwarts?
Certainly, Virginia. In Hogwarts, you see an institution that's both magical and deeply traditional, mirroring the rigid class distinctions of our own society. It's a fascinating juxtaposition of the mundane and the fantastic, much like the Roaring Twenties I depicted, glittering on the surface, yet teeming with underlying conflicts and disparities.
But there's an undeniable charm to the isolation, the almost Proustian removal from the temporal flow that Hogwarts represents. This school, this microcosm, it stands apart from time, from the ever-changing society outside its walls, allowing its inhabitants to delve deep into their own selves, their memories, essential for the formation of identity.
Interruptions, please. We're not here to meander through temporal aesthetics. The curriculum itself, the classes, they're a repository of knowledge broader than the British Library. It's the pursuit of knowledge for its own sake, reflecting my own explorations in stream of consciousness narrative. There's an encyclopedic quality to it, wouldn't you agree? In Hogwarts, there's this layered, almost Faulknerian complexity to the social fabric. It's not just about the classes they attend, it's about the legacies, the histories. There's a weight, a gravity to the family names, the houses they belong to. It tells a story much like the deep, complicated histories of Yaknapatawpha County. But
all of you dress it up too much. Hogwarts, like life, throws them into the deep end. It's not the classes, it's not the legacy. It's what they do when faced with real challenges. It's about action, about making hard choices when it matters. That's the real education.
A captivating perspective, certainly. And yet, the progressive side cannot be overlooked. Hogwarts, with its points and houses, does initiate a certain development in character, don't you think, Scott?
Absolutely, Virginia. Despite what Ernest says, there's a transformative magic at work, but it's not just in the spells and potions. It's in how these students learn to navigate their world, forming allegiances, confronting their prejudices, growing. But it's a conservative institution at its heart, reinforcing certain hierarchies and
Hogwash. It teaches survival, resilience. These are kids fighting monsters, for heaven's sake, not fretting over which spoon to use at dinner. It's life distilled to its essence. You find out who you are when you're staring down a basilisk, not sitting in a classroom talking about it.
And yet, without the classroom, without the diligent accumulation of knowledge, would they even stand a chance against the basilisk, Ernest? It's in the merging of practical with the theoretical that true learning occurs. It's this synthesis of the magical with the mundane that constructs a narrative so potent, so rich, it's almost as if Hogwarts serves as a crucible for character, for destiny.
Indeed, but let us not forget the isolated nature of this education. It's an escape, a withdrawal from the world that mirrors my own exploration of memory and identity. In its seclusion, Hogwarts allows for a poignant exploration of self, beyond the confines of traditional education or societal expectations.
Our discussion reflects the multifaceted nature of education as depicted in Hogwarts. It is both a critique and a celebration, reflective of the complexities of our own society. Let's delve into the exploration of family, friendship, and loyalty in Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. The underlying strength of these bonds often propels characters toward their destiny. Ernest, your thoughts on how these themes play out in Rowling's narrative?
Loyalty is the true currency in Harry Potter's world. It's like the Spanish Civil War, simple, real, the sort of loyalty that gets people killed or saves their lives. Friendship in Rowling's tale, it's the backbone, not some adornment. Families, well, they're complicated. Harry finds a family not in blood, but in bonds forged in fire. That's life, distilled, hard, uncompromising.
I say, it's a fascinating concoction, this interplay of loyalty and the legacy of family. Harry's got the weight of his parents' legacy, a shadow stretching over him like the long dirt roads of Mississippi, laden with expectations and past deeds. But it's the loyalty, the deep, almost Faulknerian loyalty within the makeshift family he constructs from friendships that propels the lad forward.
Curious, isn't it, how our affections shape us more indelibly than our bloodlines? In Rowling's world, as in life, we stumble through the fog of our own memory, reaching for those who anchor us. Friendship, loyalty, these are but the colours with which we paint the canvas of our identity. They are the remembrance of things past, yet eternally present.
Ah, but there's a river of complexity running beneath these themes. Family, friendship, loyalty, they're the masks we wear as readily as our own faces. Look at the depth of Harry's relationships, the way they grow, ebb, flow. It's akin to the ever-shifting sands of consciousness. Rowling isn't merely spinning a yarn. She's weaving a rich tapestry of interconnected lives and loves.
Yet, there's a certain naivete to Rowling's portrayal, a romanticizing of these notions. Friendship and loyalty in Potter's world often come without the corrosion of reality, the green light on the dock, forever unattained. The families and friendships, they're idealized, aren't they? But maybe that's the point. We long for the simplicity, the purity of such connections amid the chaos of our lives.
It seems, then, that Rowling has tapped into a universal yearning for connection and belonging through the prism of the magical. Whether through the complexities of blood and legacy or the simple, unyielding loyalty of friendship, she constructs a narrative that, much like life itself, is as beautiful as it is difficult. Would you say her portrayal errs on the side of idealism, or does it merely reflect our deepest desires for such bonds in our own lives?
Idealism, realism, it doesn't matter. What matters is the truth in the portrayal, the stark, undeniable truth that friendship and loyalty, they're everything. More real than any spell or potion.
Perhaps both. It's as the land to the farmer, a thing both idealized and deeply real, inseparable from our very notion of self, of where we plant our roots and how we choose to grow.
A question without an answer. For are not our desires themselves reflective of an idealism, a yearning for connections that transcend the ordinary, that resonate with the timelessness of our souls?
Life, with all its chaotic beauty, is mirrored in these desires. Rowling, whether consciously or not, crafts an echo of our own complexities, our own multifaceted quests for belonging.
The purity of these themes in Harry Potter, it's a beacon in the fog. Maybe it's idealistic, maybe it's what we all secretly hope for. In the end, isn't that the role of a good story? To reflect our ideals back at us, polished perhaps, but no less true.
We delve into the labyrinth of mythological and historical references Rowling stitches into the fabric of Harry Potter. How do these elements craft a world that readers yearn to inhabit, or escape to, perhaps?
Amidst the tapestry of narrative, she weaves myth with a deft hand, akin to Ulysses' journey, a blend of Homer and Joyce, if I may. It's not just about crafting a world, it's about anchoring the fantastical in the cognitive bedrock of shared myth. History, the old bones of the world, gives the story a skeleton. It's not the flesh or the blood, but without it, you've got nothing to hang the story on. Rowling knew this. Faulkner knew this. It's about respect for the past, for the land.
It's about romance, always has been. The myths, the legends, they're the dreams we're too afraid to put stock in by day. Rowling, like Gatsby reaching for the green light, reaches into the past to pull out hope.
Yet is it not the evocation of memory, the profound longing for times past, that truly embeds these stories within our souls? In recalling our myths, we are remembering ourselves. And in this, Rowling succeeds admirably.
Myths are the way we tell the truth when the truth is too difficult to face. Rowling dresses it up for the kids, sure, but at its heart, it's Hemingway's truth. Simple, direct. Legends aren't just about where we've been, they're signposts for where we're going.
And what of the lesser-known myths, the ones not shared by all? Do they enhance the narrative or obscure it?
Obscurity is a matter of perspective. What's known to one may be a revelation to another. Each reference, each nod to myth and history is an invitation to explore. Rowling's work dares us to dive deeper, and that, I argue, is its brilliance. Every myth, every piece of history has its place. It's the tapestry of humanity, after all. Rowling picked her threads well, but let us not pretend she was the first, or that her weave is the richest.
But my dear Faulkner, isn't richness subjective? To a child lost in the pages of a book, the very act of recognition, a Greek god here, a medieval spell there, turns reading into discovery, the mundane into magic.
Indeed, Scott. Yet the very act of selection implies a narrative bias, a guidance of the reader's memory towards certain shores. It is an artful crafting of the collective memory, shaping futures as well as understanding of the past.
Bias or not, it's about the story. It's about the fish, the sea, and the man, not about the species of fish or the historical origin of the sea. Rowling gets that. The story's the thing, always has been, always will be.
In this mosaic of the past and the mythical, Rowling indeed invites readers to grasp at the threads of narrative, to tug and see what unravels and what remains tightly wound. It is, perhaps, the very essence of storytelling. Authority, power, and the very fabric of rebellion weaved into the Hogwarts narrative. Do these themes mirror societal structures or challenge them? Ernest, your thoughts on this skeptical view of authority?
Authority's a double-edged sword. Like in war, it imposes order, but at what cost? Rowling's got it right. Question everything, especially power. It's real, it's there. Harry's defiance, it's not just boyhood rebellion, it's a fight for identity, for truths. That's the raw deal.
And yet, must we not delve deeper into the labyrinth of the narrative to unearth the subversive joy in questioning norms? Authority in Rowling's world, much like mine, becomes a sort of tessellated pavement, each tile reflecting a mirror image of human complexity and contradiction. Rebellion, thus, becomes a narrative necessity, an artistic flourish.
The skepticism of authority paves a path through memory's dense forest, leading to the heart of our identities. In rebelling, these characters, like Swan with his tortuous love, find themselves wrestling with the tides of time and societal expectations. It is not merely external authority they contest, but the dominion of their predestined paths.
In Yoknapatawpha, authority roots deeper than the oldest tree, tangled in the soil of tradition and history. Rowling sketches a similar battleground, where her characters are entrenched in an ancient, ongoing war against predefined roles. Yet this conflict, it breathes life, molds their very being, crafting out of the chaos of rebellion a clearer sense of self, of purpose.
There's a romanticism to rebellion, an allure to battling the behemoth of authority. But isn't there also a tragic gloss to it? Our young Harry, much like Gatsby, is ever reaching towards something just out of grasp, constantly defying, challenging. Yet, the structures, they remain monolithic, unyielded. As much as we may try, can we ever truly escape the shadow of authority?
Romance is fine and tragedy too, but let's not dance around the bonfire pretending the heat we feel is from the flames alone. Rowling, she strips it bare, shows us the muscle, the bone beneath the skin of authority. It's fight or flight. You stand up or you get rolled over.
These perspectives, as varied as they are, stitch a rich tapestry that reflects not only the world Rowling has created, but our own. It seems then that authority, its question, and its rebellion run parallel to the rivers of our own societies, forever ebbing and flowing against the banks of our consciousness. The enigma of identity is central to many a great narrative. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone offers its take through hidden identities and subsequent revelations. Marcel, your thoughts on this weaving of concealed selves?
Identity, in its essence, is a layered construct, much like the sedimentary compositions of memory and time. In Rowling's narrative, the revelation of Harry's hidden identity not merely serves as a plot device, but echoes the deeper philosophical quest for selfhood. The characters' discovery of their own identities against the fabric of the magical world resembles our own search for self amidst the tapestry of memory and desire.
That's all well and good, but let's not dance around the bush. Rowling hits it straight. You've got Harry, unaware of his heritage, living a life less ordinary. When the truth hits, it's not just about finding out he's a wizard. It's a boy finding his courage, making a stand. It's raw, it's real. There's no need for fluff and indulgence in overdrawn comparisons.
But Ernest, you're missing the intricate beauty of identities unfolding like a flower in spring. It's the layers, the textures, the shadows that add depth. Rowling, in her simplicity, captures this ballet of revelation. Each character, a universe within, slowly orbiting towards the truth. It's not the straightforwardness, but the dance around the bush, if you will, that charms and enchants.
Both of you hold a point, yet overlook the dramatic brilliance hidden identities offer. Take Gatsby, my own creation, a man shrouded in mystery, much like young Potter. These hidden aspects provide not just depth, but a driving force that propels the narrative, creating a prism through which the light of truth, however fragmented, might shine. Rowling employs this to a T.
Truth is, none of y'all have it pinned down right. It's the conflict, the struggle within that fuels the story. The boy's got to wrestle with his ghost, be it his past, his parentage, or his fate. It ain't about the revelation for the sake of drama, but as a crucible for transformation. That's where Rowling, and any one of us worth our salt, finds the gold.
So beneath the cloak of magical enchantment lies a crucible for transformation, a quest for identity amidst the layers of memory and the raw, unadorned pursuit of self-discovery. Whether it dances around the bush or cuts straight through, it seems our narratives share a common thread, the unveiling of truth as a pathway to understanding.
Precisely, Virginia. It's the universality of this quest that binds our stories together across genres, across times.
And let's not forget, it's the solidity of the punch that truth packs, once it's laid bare, that resonates across all tales worth telling.
Indeed, it is in the revelation where both the character and the reader find themselves intertwined in the dance of discovery, each step a memory, each turn a discovery.
A grand escapade, filled with the glamour of uncovering. That's what keeps the pages turning, the hearts yearning.
Yet, let's not lose sight of the ordeal in the revelation. It's through the fire of trials these discoveries are made, not in the leisure of a parlor dance.
Trials, tribulations, and the eventual triumph. Perhaps it's this journey towards revelation that holds the true magic, whether in Hogwarts or Yoknapatawpha County. The cloak of mystery, once removed, reveals not just the character's truth, but our own. We now delve into the mechanisms of world building in Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone and its effectiveness in immersing readers. Faulkner, your own creation of Yoknapatawpha County is a testament to meticulous world creation. Could you compare your approach to Rowling's?
Certainly, Virginia. Rowling constructs a vivid magical world, each detail deliberate, much like the careful layering of history and genealogy in my own Yoknapatawpha. Yet where I ground my world in the dust and heat of the American South, Rowling spins a realm of wonder, unfettered by the mundane. It's the difference between carving a sculpture from wood and conjuring one from thin air. Both require skill, but the latter, a certain audacity.
But the genuine craftsmanship lies not only in the creation, but in the hiding of one's mechanisms, much like a magician's sleight of hand. Rowling's world is rich with linguistic play, names that whisper secrets, spells that sound like ancient incantations. It's a labyrinth of linguistic mirrors, reflecting myths and histories, turning the familiar into the fantastic. That, I must say, is a joy unmatched.
The richness you both speak of, it offers escape, does it not? In the Jazz Age, we sought to drown the sorrows of the world in the glitter and glamour of the careless and the wealthy. Rowling, she weaves a tapestry that allows the outcast, the downtrodden, the young, to find not just escape, but a sense of belonging in a world more welcoming than our own.
Escape, yes, but also a reflection of the artistry in memory and the shrouds that time weaves over our perceptions. Hogwarts, as a setting, is timeless, a capsule of wonder and danger, unperturbed by the moving sands outside its gates. In crafting this world, Rowling taps into the collective memory of her readers, a shared nostalgia for a past that never was, but should have been.
Yet, what's the worth in worlds wrapped in layers of detail if the core doesn't resonate with the raw, unvarnished truth? Rowling's wizarding world, with all its enchantment, taps into something real, something earnest, a fight against odds, the importance of bravery, friendship, loyalty. The trappings are different, but the undercurrents, they're as clear and direct as a punch. That's what grabs you.
Indeed, each of you brings an essential aspect of world building to light: meticulous detail, linguistic creativity, escape, nostalgia, and truth. Rowling, through Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, crafts a world that is both a mirror and a window, reflecting our desires and offering a view into a universe where the impossible becomes possible. It's this delicate balance between the imaginative and the relatable that ensnares the reader, compelling them to return time and time again.
But let's not forget, Virginia, the sheer audacity it takes to create such a world. It's one thing to reflect reality, quite another to invent a new one.
Indeed, and to give it enough life that it breathes on its own, that's the mark of true artistry.
A fair point. The echo of creativity resonates long after the book is closed.
As with memories, the world she created becomes part of our own, a testament to its immersive power.
It's the old truth. You may forget the specifics, but how it made you feel, that's eternal.
A captivating thought to conclude on. The power of an author lies not just in the creation of a world, but in the lasting impressions it leaves, the emotions it evokes, long after the final page is turned. Let's delve into the legacy of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. Its tendrils have wiggled deeply into contemporary literature, but what of its future? How malleable is its lore for future adaptations and interpretations?
Every narrative is a beast, capturing our ennui, our yearnings. Harry Potter's appeal, its romance, its quest for identity, transcends mere ink and paper. It's a testament to longing, to aspiration. The way Gatsby reached for the green light, so does Potter reach for something beyond.
Indeed, Scott. But consider the fluidity of literature, its perennial state of becoming. As my Ulysses undergoes incessant reinterpretation, so too will Potter's journey. The future teems with possibilities, each more lustrous than the last, a kaleidoscope of modernities, anxieties, and dreams.
But therein lies the crux, memory and time intertwined with identity. Potter's saga, much like my exploration of recollected time, offers an immortal canvas. Its themes, as ethereal yet as tangible as Madeleine's dipped in tea, ensure relevance across the ages.
Complexity, depth, attributes not to be overlooked. This narrative, with its yarns spun around the human condition, bears the marks of profundity. It's not merely the story, but the shadows it casts, akin to the intricate layers of Yoknapatawpha County, destined to unfurl over time.
Let's not adorn the truth with grandiosity. Potter's saga at its core is a straightforward narrative of courage, of battling one's demons. The potential for adaptation lies not in its complexity, but in its clarity, its ability to resonate in the simplest of hearts.
Ernest, I respect your penchant for the terse, but can you not admit the narrative's romantic vein? That very clarity you laud. It's the beacon guiding us through the fog, a lighthouse for those lost at sea.
Romance is one thing, Scott, embellishment another. The beauty of Rowling's work, like my own, is its ability to cut through the fog without fanfare.
Yet do we not thrive in that fog, Ernest? In the ambiguity, the multiplicity of narratives? Potter, like Dubliners, invites us into a world complex in its simplicity, rich in its plainness.
Precisely, James. It is through the unveiling of the simple within the complex that we find truth. Like Proustian characters, Potter's quest is inward as much as outward, a journey through time's maze.
Each perspective, a facet of the same jewel. This roundtable, much like the novels we discuss, is an amalgam of disparate yet interconnected insights. The legacy of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone is as rich and varied as the discussions it provokes amongst us, promising a fertile ground for future adaptations and interpretations. As we conclude, let's reflect on the legacy of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, its resonance across generations, and its place within the literary pantheon calls for our final thoughts.
The text, in its essence, serves not merely as a narrative but as a lexicon of modern mythmaking. What Rowling achieves with Harry Potter transcends mere storytelling. It's akin to Joyce's sea and stream of consciousness, a fabric of cultural psyche rendered in prose. Its legacy, undeniably, will persist, fermenting in the cauldron of literary and cultural analysis, shaping perspectives as it evolves.
But James, consider the temporal aspect, the way memory shapes our reading and understanding. Harry Potter exists within a Proustian framework of time regained, in a space where each reader's encounter with the text is a resurrection of past selves. Its legacy is not static, but fluid, ever-changing with the tide of collective memory. Its endurance is assured by its ability to live within our past, present, and future.
The specter of romanticism that cloaks Rowling's world, it's a mirror to the Jazz Age's exuberance and despair. Just as Gatsby reached for the green light, Harry reaches for a world beyond his cupboard under the stairs. Their legacies, both Harry's and Gatsby's, lie not in their triumphs but in their aspirations, their ceaseless pursuit of something just out of reach. That's the heart of any timeless tale.
Let's not romanticize it beyond its due. The narrative's strength lies in its capacity to delve into the complexities of human nature, much like the intricate social and personal dynamics of Yoknapatawpha County. Its legacy? It will be debated, dissected, lauded, and critiqued, much as the human condition itself. The story's true depth lies in its unabashed confrontation with life's multifaceted truths.
All of you dance around with your words, spinning them like webs. The thing about Harry Potter is simpler. It's a damn fine story, clear as day. It tells of courage, of fighting what's right versus what's easy. Its legacy is in its honesty, its straightforward portrayal of the fight inside every man. That's what'll keep it alive. Not the fancy tricks or the spells, but the guts of it.
Your insights, as always, are as varied as they are profound. Harry Potter has indeed woven itself into the fabric of literary discourse, much as our own works strive to do. Its influence and adaptability speak to its complexity and its universality, a rare alchemy that both captivates and endures. As we've seen today, even among the most erudite, its magic is undeniable.